The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Wednesday morning to you, the A-Train, Anthony Hartman, our producer today. Guarantee Bank Hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text, 304-935-5008. We're in the Jarrett Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. License number WV030133. Phone calls to the show, a service of Guarantee Bank, 1320 Kanawha Boulevard East. Guarantee Bank, your community, your bank, your story. Texting service is provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor, Virginia Street. The end of bolt sale continues till the 29th of this month. Save up to 50% off select jackets and suits, and Tony's Black Label make custom garments with all kinds of different fabrics available. Tony also has custom shirts from actual tailors. You can buy 3, get 1 free, or buy 4 and get 2 free, including Thomas Mason Fabrics, and ask about their Samuelson end of bolt sale too. Lots going on with Tony the Tailor. Take as much as 25 to 30% off. Check out bestmastertailor.com or Tony's Facebook page for more information. Welcome to the show. It's a Wednesday edition of the show. Coming up a little bit later on, Hurricane Mayor Scott Edwards is going to join us. Something unique going on in the land of the Redskins this evening. They are having a public reading of the Declaration of Independence in honor of the 250th birthday of America. They are literally going to read the entire thing on the street, Main Street in Hurricane. We'll talk to Mayor Edwards about that. There's going to be a meeting 1 week from tonight at St. Albans High School to try to rally the community around the football team. This is a school that has really struggled over the last couple of years to get players to come out for the football team. We're going to get into that story a little bit later on. Plus, your calls and texts are welcome too. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes says the fog's slowly burning away. We do have a chance of seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms pretty much all week. And by the time Friday and Saturday and Sunday roll around, maybe some heavy rain for the area. Download the Metro News television app or follow Brian and his team of meteorologists on Facebook. I do have a quick traffic announcement for you. I know a lot of you probably sitting in traffic right now on I-64 East. There was an accident, from what I understand, near the Montrose exit, a rollover accident. Jeff Jenkins of the newsroom tells me that it is clear as far as the accident goes now, but the backup is still there. And you can imagine with the time coming in, the time of morning it is, everybody trying to get to work. So if you're in that traffic out there, please be patient. It'll get moving here hopefully soon. All right, let's get into the rest of the show. Now I want to talk a little theater this morning. There's a show. It's called Parade, right? Mm-hmm. And it's coming to the Alban in St. Albans, July 10th, 11th, and 12th, and then the 17th through the 19th. I got the cast, or at least some of them here with us. I'll just go from you to you, and you tell me your name.
Sure. My name is Casey Murphy, and I'm the music director for the show.
Okay. All right. And you are?
I'm Sam Jenkins. I play Mrs. Fagan.
And you are?
I'm Stevie Jenkins, and I play Leo Frank.
The last name sounds oddly familiar.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the name sounds oddly familiar, like somebody I knew that worked here with that name or something like that. So one of you step up and just tell us about the play.
So Parade is a great musical. It is based on a true story. And it takes place in Georgia in the early 1900s. And it's about a Jewish man named Leo Frank who works at a pencil factory, and a girl, Mary Fagan, is murdered at that pencil factory, and Leo Frank gets convicted of this murder. Mm-hmm. So it's about his story, and there's a lot of themes of hope in challenging circumstances, and themes of prejudice and anti-Semitism and stuff like that as well. But it's like a really important piece of history put into this musical.
All right. And, let's talk about the work. I'll bring in the musical director. Let's talk about the work that goes into producing a production like this.
Sure. So we had a very strict rehearsal schedule in terms of when to rehearse music, when to rehearse staging. There's minimal choreography because a lot of the story happens with movement organized movement and with the music. But we devoted several weeks on end to music alone because this show has such complicated musical material. And then we kind of just added the staging alongside that and made it a whole picture.
The reason I bring that up is because I think, and I've done very, very limited theater. I mean, very limited. a couple things in college, but in high school. But I will say, I don't think the average person really knows what goes into behind the scenes. The show itself, sometimes when you get to showtime, that's the easy part. You know, and that's true of concerts. You know, I've had talked to musicians that have said the same thing. You know, that's the when it's showtime and that curtain goes up. Okay, we can breathe a little bit, but it's leading up to it that goes so much. And what was it? Any of you? What was it about this particular play that made you want to bring this to the stage of the Alban Theater?
I think that, like Stevie touched on, it's a really important piece of history that a lot of people in this region might not know about, you know, because it happened a while ago in Georgia. And also, you know, it's America 250, so we're looking at history, and this is just kind of a different lens to look at it through, you know, not just the Declaration of Independence and things like that, but things that have happened along those 250 years as well.
Well, and there's a lot of history that, you know, for one reason or another has not come to light, you know, over the years, good and bad. You know, there's a lot of good stuff also that's not been brought to light. So I'm going to talk about the Alban Theater itself, the Alban Arts Center, as they call it now. It is a fantastic facility for people that have never gone to a production there or a concert there or whatever. It's a really fascinating, and it's a great facility.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It used to be a movie theater on Old Main Plaza in St. Albans. So we do 6 or 7 main stage productions every year, as well as film series. We have rentals, comedians come in. So it's really great, like, community hub there down in St. Albans.
Yeah, it is. And it's a very popular scene in, I know a couple of years ago, well, it's more than a couple of years ago, 6 years ago, when COVID was going on, Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. Used the theater to stream his shows, and he chose the Alban Theater, you know, to be able to work with it. You got a fantastic staff. And it's kind of like, I love the location of it because you're right there on Old Main. It's in the middle of town. Even when there's things going on, like the different festivals and whatnot going on, there's always something that's kind of like the hub of where everything is there. So what is the age appropriateness of this? Is it open to all ages, or is it little ones not? I mean, tell me who's the ideal audience for these guys.
So the show itself is rated PG-13 because the subject material is really heavy and it's deep. So probably 13.
Yeah,
and
I'd
up.
say 13.
Yeah.
And up.
And that's why I always like to ask that, because I don't want people bringing the really little. It's like the one you guys came in here with, which, by the way, he disappeared somewhere. I mean, you had there's a baby around here somewhere. I think
The news director took him.
I think news director / Papaw, Jeff G. They have the same hairline. I noticed that.
Yeah, that's true. He takes after him.
But I just want to make sure that, and I think that for younger people, by younger I mean 13, 14, 15. From what you were telling me about this and my research and reading about Parade, they could actually learn a lot from it.
Oh, yeah.
Be a learning experience.
Definitely a conversation starter, I would say.
What did you guys learn from this?
So much, honestly. Not just like about the historical context of the story itself, but also like the culture in that time in the early 1900s. Casey, if you had more.
Yeah, honestly, I think that what I learned most is translating the story to present day and kind of asking myself the rhetorical questions of how would I respond in a situation to where someone is impacted by something negatively based on stereotypes and things like that. We had a text, and I don't know if any of you could answer this or not, wanted to know approximately how many productions does the Alban Theater to do? You guys, because I know you guys aren't involved in every one of them, so you may not know that.
Yeah. So as far as like plays and musicals, there's usually 6 or 7
it's kind of
throughout
what I was
the year.
thinking.
Yeah, we have the Alban Arts Center on Old Main, and then also the Alban Arts Academy, which is where we teach classes for all ages. So we'll do some shows there as well.
Let's talk about the classes. That's interesting.
We love the Alban Arts Academy. We do 2 semesters, like in the spring and fall. We have classes in musical theater, acting, painting, stage makeup. We're going to have a stage combat class coming up this fall. And then we do summer camps as well for K through 12.
Do you find that a lot of younger kids in the digital era are getting interested in this?
I think so. Steve, you want to talk about that?
No, yeah, so Sam and I teach musical theater, and you'll have some kids that are there every single time. that are always there, but then you'll have like rotating kids that are just, because especially with one of my favorite age groups, because I'm a 5th grade teacher, so the 3rd through 5th is kind of my sweet spot. But you'll just see a bunch of different kids come through there, because I feel like that's the age where parents are getting them to, try new things. And so some of them will find that they really, really like theater. Like with our summer camp we had a couple weeks ago, we had several kids who had never done anything like that before, and they left just loving it. And so that's really cool to see.
Where can people learn more about your workshops that you do there, your classes?
Yeah, so if you go to albanartscenter.com, there's a tab for the Alban Arts Academy. The registration for the fall is going to go up in like a week and a half. And then our Facebook page as well, Alban Arts Center on Facebook.
Give us all the details on the actual production parade that you're going to be doing, the times, the places, tickets, all that stuff.
Absolutely. So parade opens this Friday, July 10th. It's 10th and 11th at 8 p.m., 2 p.m. on Sunday the 12th, and then the same for the following weekend. You can get tickets at albanartscenter.com. You save $5 per ticket if you buy your ticket online in advance.
All right. And people always like to save a buck
Absolutely.
or two, especially the economy we have now. Well, best of luck to you guys. And anytime you guys need to be on the air to any of your productions there, anything that brings art and stuff to the community, I'm all about it. So I appreciate you guys being here. And good luck with your production. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Hang out with me here just 1 second. It's 9:19. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Line, brought to you in part by the Charleston Dirty Birds. It's camp day today at Go-Mart Ballpark, 11 o'clock, first pitch against the Ducks of Long Island. Check out dirtybirdsbaseball.com. If you drive through the city of Hurricane tonight, you're going to see a whole lot of people out on the streets. It's not a protest or anything like that. You're not early for the Labor Day parade or late for the 4th of July parade. They're doing a live reading on the streets of Hurricane of the Declaration of Independence. We are going to talk to the mayor, Scott Edwards, about that when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
Hey, this is Bobby Spry, and last year we purchased a new HVAC system from West Virginia Heating and Cooling. During the inspection of our old unit, their technician discovered a crack in the heat exchanger that was slowly leaking carbon monoxide into our home. From that moment on, we knew we chose the best technicians and the best service. Every technician is drug tested and background checked, giving our family peace of mind. When it comes to protecting your home and family, trust the best. West Virginia Heating and Cooling.
Have you ever dreamed of a project that seemed impossible? Wondered who could bring it to life with precision and care? At Jarrett Construction, they don't just build, they craft futures. From historic restorations to cutting-edge designs, they have been your trusted partner since 1999. Whether it's an auto dealership, apartment complex, sports complex, or church addition, Jarrett Construction has you covered. See more at jarrett-construction.com. WV030133.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
The latest in news, talk, and sports on 580 WCHS is brought to you by Jarrett Construction. Visit jarrett-construction.com for more information.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Your Cincinnati Reds host the Phillies tonight. First pitch at 7:10 on your home for Reds baseball. 1045, 96.5, and 580 WCHS.
Welcome back to the show. That's the sounds of the official band of the Dave Allen Show. That is the Amos Steele Band. You need a band for your gatherings, your city gatherings, festivals, class reunion, or whatever. Go check them out on Facebook. It's the Amos Steele Band. So be sure and check them out. Text says, Dave, do you know what items were taken out of the South Charleston time capsule and what items were placed in the new one? I do not. I saw something last night on social media about that. And what we're talking about here is the city of South Charleston a couple of weeks or so ago did a time capsule. And I want to say it was from 1976. I think it was from the bicentennial year. And they opened it up. I did not see. Well, I was kind of perusing last night on social media, and I think I saw something about it. I'll get an answer for you. How's that? I'll get an answer for you. If you happen to be driving through downtown Hurricane late afternoon, early evening, you're going to see a lot of people out on the street. It is a celebration of America 250 by a live reading of the Declaration of Independence. And it's going to be happening there on Main Street in Hurricane. Mayor Scott Edwards joins us to talk about it. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dave. How are you doing today?
I am doing fine. By the way, do want to say, if you're planning on traveling I-64 East, Mayor, into Charleston, you may not want to do that right now because we had an accident and it's still backed up from what we understand. The accident's cleared. But I know you spend all your time in the land of the Redskins anyway, right?
I do. I try to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With the red shirt and all the time.
I have it on right now.
Of course
yes,
you do. I'm just hoping you have more than one. I really do. I'm hoping you have more than one.
I have two.
Two. Okay. So tell us about this reading this on the streets of Hurricane tonight. You're going to do the Declaration of Independence, a live reading on the streets of Hurricane. Where did this idea come from?
Well, Dave, it's called the Sharing the Spirit of America, and it's a nationwide initiative, and it's actually done over all 6 of our time zones throughout America, 6 p.m. Eastern, and then 5, 4, 3, 2. So it's all read at the same exact time in all 50 states and territories. 250 years ago today is when the people first heard it read. While it was signed on the 4th of July, today commemorates the first time it was read aloud to the people, and everybody comes together to do it, and it's a celebrate a historic moment. Our freedom was declared. I mean, this is the biggest thing our country's ever done. Other than the Bible, I can't think of any other thing written on paper that's more important. And it's that important, and we should all listen to it. It's about 10 minutes to hear it, and I'll be Facebook Live-ing it but it'll be on Main Street in Hurricane, right downtown Hurricane.
And so how many people are going to be involved in this? I mean, is there anybody that wants to show up? Is there one person reading it? How's the whole thing going to work?
Well, right now, one person reading it, and then is me that wants to show up. So it's right in front of Putnam County Bank on Main Street, right in front of 1776 Books and Coffee. Ashley Stennett just opened that up, and I've asked Ashley to read it, and he will not look like Ashley Stennett. He will look like some person did 250 years ago. Well, so that'll be awesome.
It's interesting that you bring that up because I was talking to my Metro News Midday co-host Amanda Barron earlier this morning. We were talking about what I was doing on this show and whatever, and she asked the question, would the person be in full character? And so I think they were planning. I'm not going to promise them because I don't know what's going on in their world as far as television goes, but I think they were interested in would someone be in character, and Ashley Stennett's going to be in character.
Absolutely. We do it upright. You know that.
Oh, yeah. It's Hurricane. Yeah,
it's Hurricane. Yes.
And Ashley, I've known Ashley for a number of years. He's done a variety of things, but he is a very accomplished actor in his own right. He's behind the scenes on movies and whatever. He'll do a great job, I'm sure.
He sure is. Yep. In fact, I met with him last night about another movie he's starring in. So, but that's for another day.
All right. Well, I'll get him on.
But I will tell you, the Declaration of Independence. I mean, everything it says, how our nation has been shaped. I mean, that's how important this document is. I mean, we separated from the king and got away from that mess, and it's that important that people all listen to this, this reading. Well, I mean, we are one nation under God, right, with liberty and justice for all. We all know that, but we all need to remember that. That's the problem. I think people can think it and talk about it, but we need to really think about what those words mean. It's under God with liberty and justice for all. And that's so important.
Well, and I think it is worth, we talked about this a lot last week with the America 250 going on, that, everybody had a great time and there were fireworks and celebrations every town. You guys had one. I'm going to ask you about that here in a couple of minutes, but every town across America did something. Every family got together and did something. But there's a reason, not to be too sappy here, Mayor, but there's a reason why we are allowed to do that. And I think sometimes that with all of the division that we have in America sometimes, and I'm not calling on one side, I'm saying a little bit of everybody here is at fault, we forget that we are allowed to have these discussions in America. We're allowed to go on social media. We're allowed to call radio talk shows. We're allowed to talk one with the other. Because you can't do that in every country.
A lot of countries, you can't do that at all. A lot of countries, I couldn't be a mayor and be able to freely say what I want. I could say some dumb stuff right now over the air. That would be dumb, but legally I can if I chose to. I may not get back in office, but I could. But in some countries, it may just be the end of my life. So, I mean, we are absolutely free in this country. and people love that.
Talking again with the mayor of Hurricane, Scott Edwards. And and look, patriotism is really big in West Virginia. And I have said this all along because no state has ever given more on the battlefields per capita than what West Virginia has. We always answer the call to go to wars and so on and so forth and serve in peacetime too and defend our country. And it really means something special here in the Mountain State.
It 100% does. And a lot of people don't realize that per capita, we have given more, and that's getting sappy now. And that every time I hear somebody say that and remind me of that hits hard.
100% for me. I mean, I've said it before, and the listeners know I did not serve in the military. My dad did. He was a Vietnam vet. He died of Agent Orange that he got in Vietnam, after serving his country, and it means something special to me. That's why when, a couple of weeks ago, I got a little emotional here when we were talking about the traveling wall, that came into St. Albans last week, and of course, you guys kind of rotate with Nitro on the motorcycle ride, the run for the wall that happens around in the month of May. You Valley Park there, you kind of rotate with Nitro every year, and so it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal when those men and women on bikes come in, and we welcome them into Hurricane just like Mayor Casebolt welcomes them into Nitro. It is extremely powerful when they come in, and what I love more than anything are parents bringing out those young kids and letting those young kids, those 5, 6, 8, 10, 12-year-olds talk to those men and women on those motorcycles. And a lot of those men and women are Vietnam veterans and have served, and they tell them stories, and they take pictures with them, and they share other moments with them. That's the most powerful thing that I see when Run for the Wall comes through.
Talking to Hurricane Mayor Scott Edwards, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns like asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you can trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can hurt you. Somebody texted said to be perfect for maybe to have kids read part of it. I mean, maybe we can do that in the future. I think this one is pretty well nailed down, but knowing Ashley like I do, if somebody shows up and some child wants to read, he probably wouldn't turn him down. I'm
sure, especially if they're in full gear. If they look like
there you go.
If somebody comes up, if somebody shows up looking like that from 250 years ago, I'm sure we can make that happen.
What else is going on in town these days? I had you on last week talking about the 4th of July celebration, but what else is keeping Mayor Edwards and the folks excited in Hurricane these days?
Well, we continue to grow our parks, and those things keep me excited. We're looking at, again, it's not for today, but soon we'll be able to tell you hopefully some stuff we're going to be doing in Hurricane, some other bigger things. We've got the pickleball courts coming soon, three additional pickleball courts, and I'll tell you, every weekend keeps me busy in Hurricane at the Putnam County Bank Sports Complex at Hurricane Bridge Park. We have huge baseball tournaments come into town, and we have sometimes 40, 50, 60 teams from up and down the East Coast roll right into Hurricane, spend money local, fill up the hotels, more importantly, play baseball or softball at the fields, and they love it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, Hurricane and all these towns around here really rolled out the red carpet, because this time of year, man, good luck in trying to get a hotel room anywhere in the Kanawha Valley.
Correct. Yes, it's good stuff. Good stuff happening, and lots of stuff coming in the next, this year, next year in Hurricane. I mean, it continues to grow, and we just want to continue doing things to get our people outside, walking, riding, playing, doing all the fun stuff. So that's a big initiative.
Well, it's a great place to be, and I mean, you got something. I mean, in Putnam County in general, I'm a little biased because I live there, but I also love Kanawha County and all the other counties around. I just love West Virginia, period. But in Putnam County, I mean, you got some of the best schools in the state of West Virginia. You got some of the best facilities, low crime rate. It's a great place to call home. We're putting out the red carpet, no pun intended, because everything you own is red for the high school.
And I will tell you, you mentioned low crime rate. Our Chief Mike Mullins, his team, they do a phenomenal job. They are extremely proactive, and Chief Mullins has been my chief for just about 19 years, and he is unbelievable. And that whole team is so proactive, and that's why there's low crime rate. They don't wait. Again, they take initiative and get it out of here. That's what we want.
Hurricane Mayor Scott Edwards, give us all the details on everything going on tonight. You'll start about, was it 5? Is that right?
Well, it starts at 6 o'clock. We'll be there. We'll be there live about 5:45 or 5:50, and at 6 o'clock, it's and the address, by the way, is 2759 Main Street. I should have said that.
Yeah,
it's at 1776 Books and Coffee, but it's 2759 Main Street. There's plenty of parking. I really hope that a lot of people come down and see it and take some photos, and I think that'd be great.
Well, it'd be an educational experience for the kids, to bring them out there, as a texter pointed out earlier. Now, is that coffee shop, that's relatively new there in Hurricane, right?
It is. It's actually getting ready to open. It was open on the 4th of July. It'll be open full-time here really, really soon. And Ashley's the owner of that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to go down there and check it out.
Absolutely.
He's a good friend, has been a friend for a number of years. So, again, if you can't make it tonight, you're all about social media, so you'll be live streaming the whole thing. But we hope to have a big crowd out there tonight, 6 o'clock on Main Street in Hurricane, with the reading of the Declaration of Independence. Ashley Stennett will be doing it. He'll be in full regalia. So come on out and see it. And of course, the mayor will be there as well, and most of the town will be there. There's always something big going on in Hurricane. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to join us today. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you, my friend. Have a great day.
You as well. Scott Edwards, the mayor of Hurricane. Again, that's all going on tonight at 6 o'clock on the Main Street in Hurricane. They are going to, this is actually, I've kept referencing America 250, but this is actually the day that the Declaration of Independence was read in front of people. It was signed, I guess, July 4th, but it was just, it was read to the people and posted on Facebook, I think, on this date in 1776. Maybe I may have my facts mixed up about that last part. But go check it out. There's always a lot of things going on in Hurricane. Apparently, there's a brand new coffee shop there as well, and it's where it was Books and Brews, I think. For let's face it. I was the mayor said, I had to laugh at him a little bit there. He's a good friend, but he said I should have given the exact address. It's not hard to find your way around Main Street in Hurricane. It's pretty much one street, but it's a great place to live. I mean, I've lived there for 12 years, not technically in the city of Hurricane, but in Taze Valley. It's a fantastic place to live. So, and if you want to find a house, good luck, because there's not a whole lot of them over there right now because everybody's continuing to move in there. But again, go check it out tonight. They'll be reading the Declaration of Independence live on the streets of Hurricane Main Street tonight, starting at 6 o'clock. And again, the mayor will have it on his Facebook page. 24 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza, the Huston's July Special. Buy any regularly priced large 18-inch pizza and get a 2-liter bottle of any Pepsi product for free. Check out your nearest Huston's Pizza for delivery, pickup, or dine in at HustonsPizza.com. I want to give you a little bit of a traffic update. And look, you guys are out on the road right now. You can give me more of a traffic update than what I can give you since I'm live on the air. There was an accident, I think around 7:30-ish or so this morning, I-64 East around Montrose. It was a rollover accident. Hopefully nobody was injured in that. I don't know, that news team will have something on that, but it's caused some slow going. We understand, if I'm correct on this, that the accident itself has been cleaned up, but anytime you have an accident on I-64 East just outside Charleston at 7:30 in the morning, you know what it's going to do to traffic. So just know that if you're coming into Charleston, even though traffic is moving now, it could be a little bit slow. And if you want to let me know what's going on, you can text me on the Tony Vitaler text line, 304-935-5008, when you can do it safely. Or you can even call me on the Guarantee Bank hotline, 304-345-5858. We'll take a break, and hey, the rest of the show is yours. I do have some things I want to get to in the news, and we'll do that when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show is presented in part by Generations Ford in Hurricane, part of the Eric J. Tarr family of businesses.
At Polka Valley, your savings deserve Simply More. The Simply More Money Market is designed for people who want growth, flexibility, and convenient access to their money when they need it most. Whether you're building your savings or planning for the future, Polka Valley is here to help you make the most of every dollar. Ready to learn more? Visit PolkaValleyBank.com, call 844-782-2651, or stop into your nearest Polka Valley branch today. At Polka Valley, relationships matter. Member FDIC.
If you've been injured, you deserve a lawyer who knows West Virginia, not just one who advertises here. Tom and Harvey Payton were born and raised right here. For decades, they've fought for injury victims across the state, and they know how to win. At the Peyton Law Firm, you get strong representation and attorneys who care. Call 755-5556 or visit PeytonLawFirm.com.
The attorneys referenced in this ad are lifelong residents and are licensed to practice law in the state of West Virginia.
Hey, this is Bobby Sprott, and last year we purchased a new HVAC system from West Virginia Heating and Cooling. During the inspection of our old unit, their technician discovered a crack in the heat exchanger that was slowly leaking carbon monoxide into our home. From that moment on, we knew we chose the best technicians and the best service. Every technician is drug tested and background checked, giving our family peace of mind. When it comes to protecting your home and family, trust the best. West Virginia Heating and Cooling.
Charleston, there's a new bank in town, but it's built on something timeless: relationships. Guarantee Bank is now open on the Boulevard, bringing community banking back to the Canal Valley. We're local decision makers, real people, and a team that understands West Virginia business. Whether you're growing your company, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Stop by our new Charleston branch at 1320 Canal Boulevard and experience banking the way it should be. Guarantee Bank, where community comes first.
Welcome back to the show. 21 minutes away from 10, the sounds of the official band of the Dave Allen Show. It's Amos Steele. And again, I always like to put a little plug in for my guys. If you've got an upcoming event going on, that's some sort of a community gathering, you got a class reunion, whatever, these guys are the guys to call. You like Southern rock, you like blues, you like that kind of sound. It's good stuff. Amos Steele Band. Check them out on Facebook and get them for your event. The A-Train Anthony Harmon is our producer today. I do want to remind you, we are teaming up with Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports to present Ride and Riches. Get your chance to win a Segway UT6M side-by-side and up to $1,000 in cash. Now, we want to make sure that people know you got to register this week, okay? The actual giveaway is going to be on Saturday, July 18th at Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports at 10 a.m., and you have to be present to win. So with that date in mind, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be going out, not meaning me, but the other folks, because I'm kind of tied behind a microphone all day, but others, I may help out too. What they're going to do is next week they're going to go to all of the places where you can register to win this Segway and the $1,000 in cash, and they are going to collect the names. So this is the final week that you can register. And then next week, the office staff will be calling people and letting them know that you are indeed a finalist. And then you're going to be asked to join us on Saturday, July 18th, 10 a.m. at Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports. And you got to be present to win, folks. And even if you're not a finalist, we still want you to show up, because throughout the morning and into the afternoon, we will be giving away prizes. I mean, like every 10 minutes, we give away some sort of a door prize. But the grand prize is that Segway UT6M side-by-side and $1,000 in cash. And this is one of those things where we have all of our stations there together: CHS, V100, KWS, 95.3 KAZ, Charleston's ESPN Radio, The Mountain. Who am I leaving at? The Beat. All of the stations, all of us, all the staff will be there as well. So if nothing else, come out and hang out with us. Plus, Heather, I'm going to kind of put her in the spot. Heather from Trojan Landing, I'm presuming she's going to have the Boat Bites food truck there and some other stuff. I don't know if she's not. Well, she is now. Sorry, Heather. But the food is delicious there. So come out and join. It's going to be a big old party. It always is. Saturday, July 18th. Now, as far as where you can register, a number of places in the Kanawha Valley. Captain Holstein's Family Entertainment Center, Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports, mentioned them earlier. Eddie's Tire and Service in Winfield or Poca. A to Z Outlet, 7th Boutique and Beauty Bar, Shuckers in St. Albans. Family Healthcare Centers, Tays Valley in Charleston. Mardi Gras Casino. The Donut Connection in Kanawha City. Charleston Cut Flowers. Blanche's Diner in Clendenin. The Red Carpet Lounge, Running Boards, and more. A-Game Wellness. Members Choice Federal Credit Union. Village Heirlooms, and the Pitch Sports Bar and Grill, and also Tractor Pros. You can register at any one of those places. If you didn't catch those, go to any of our station websites. Full information is available there. And then plan on joining us in person on Saturday, July 18th, Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports, 10 a.m. See who's going to win this UT6M side-by-side and $1,000 in cash. Brought to you by Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports. Guarantee Bank Hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-500. We had a text earlier somebody asking about the time capsule that was opened up in the city of South Charleston. I put a text into Sean Zuniga, spokesperson for the city of South Charleston, and here is what he says. We placed all items at the South Charleston Library for people to look at, and the South Charleston CVB Facebook page is posting all week on the different items that were in the time capsule. That must have been where I saw it last night, and they must have seen it posted on their page. And so the new capsule is going to be placed in August. And he says residents can go to the South Charleston CVB website and suggest items to be placed in the new time capsule. So there you go. How about that for a response? So, there were several bicentennial-related items that were opened up as part of that time capsule. They did that a couple of weeks ago. So you can go check that out. Just look up the South Charleston CVB Facebook page or go to their website for more information. Glad to help you, Texter. Appreciate you listening. Text says, are we glossing over the fact that under God and the Pledge of Allegiance was put in during the 1950s because of the Red Scare and not 1776? Now, I wasn't glossing over it at all. I knew that. The mayor was on a roll. I wasn't going to stop it. But yes, under God was not part of the Pledge of Allegiance until the 1950s as part of the Red Scare. Texter is 100% correct. It was not in the original document. Text, why are we now so afraid to call out actual traitors to the Constitution and the country who willingly and actively work and speak against the U.S.? Our people and our allies, like these 28 new Islamists elected to offices, as well as one of Elizabeth Warren's aides and social media celeb Jackson Hinkle, filmed during large crowds in anti-U.S. and anti-Zionist chants during the July 26th state funeral for the Supreme Leader Khomeini of Tehran. Coming up on the show tomorrow, you may have heard on a newscast that the Kanawha County Board is gifting some of the facilities associated with the old Herbert Hoover High School to the town of Clendenin. We're going to get into that story a little bit more tomorrow. Not exactly sure what that's going to look like as of yet, but that was announced at the Kanawha County Board meeting the other night. We'll talk about that a little bit on the show tomorrow. Plus, you are not going to want to miss this. If you watched pro wrestling in the 1980s and 90s, you certainly remember the legendary tag team, the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. They're still wrestling. Matter of fact, I caught a match of Ricky's on YouTube the other day. He looks as good, and Ricky's like 70 years old. Okay, don't tell him. Don't tell his body that he's like 70 years old. He's out there doing it just like he did in the late 1980s, early 90s. Anyway, Ricky Morton is coming to Charleston to Sam's Uptown Cafe, along with another legend. They called him the franchise, Shane Douglas, for a meet and greet fundraiser this Saturday afternoon starting at 1 o'clock. Now, they aren't wrestling, but they're going to be doing a meet and greet at Sam's, autographs and all the stuff that go along with that from 1 to 4. It's a fundraiser for the Three Bettys Foundation, which aids in cancer stuff. Ricky Morton, who is an old friend of mine, Ricky and I have known each other for 20, 25 years or more, he of the Rock and Roll Express is going to join me coming up on the show tomorrow. So you don't want to miss that. I've carved out a nice little time. You know, if you're an old school wrestling fan, me and Ricky are going to talk. I talked to him on the phone a lot, but I haven't actually seen him in person in a while. So, but he's not going to be in person. No, he's actually not coming until Saturday, but I'll have him on the phone on the show tomorrow. Good friend, good dude too. And a heck of an athlete. I mean, at his age, say what you want to about wrestling. I was in the business for 30 years. I know what everybody says about it. I know these guys are hellacious athletes, and they're incredible athletes. And so we're going to join, Ricky's going to join us coming up on the show tomorrow. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday, 13 News, and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me, powered by Salango Law. It's Wednesday, which means we'll introduce you to this week's wonderful West Virginia. The mayor of Buchanan, Robbie Skinner, is going to join us. They had a big economic announcement for Bucktown yesterday, plus it's Media Day for the Big 12. We'll check in on that. TJ will stop by. Jeff Jenkins has the news, and, of course, Open Line West Virginia. Another interesting story, and you can read about this at the website. I think the Talk Line guys are going to get into it. We may also get into a little bit as well. The town of Barrickville in northern West Virginia fired their entire police department. They have no cops. It was some kind of a match or some kind of a going back and forth between the city council and the police department. Police department all got canned. And the interesting thing to me, and I don't mean to laugh about it, was that I saw a picture on our website, and they have a picture of the police car with a dog sitting in front of it. So apparently the dog was the only one that didn't get fired. He's, I guess, still employed, he or she. But anyway, so we may check in on that story as well. Metro News Midday with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me coming up at noon today, powered by Salango Law. I want to talk about high school sports for just a moment before we go to break. I was on the phone earlier today with the head football coach at St. Albans, Dan Brown. And they're in trouble, numbers-wise. St. Albans is a AAA school where apparently no one wants to play football. Now, the other sports are doing fine, but not football. And it's been that way for some time. And my opinion alone, it would be terrible for a school the size of St. Albans not to have a football team. So they're going to do a kind of a town hall, a rallying cry, whatever you want to call it, a gathering in the auditorium of St. Albans High School at 6 o'clock next Wednesday night. And we're going to be talking about that. Actually, as I said, I talked to Coach Dan Brown earlier this morning. He was not available to come in today, but he is going to join us on the show. Probably the meeting's Wednesday, probably be on the show with us next Tuesday, I think, to give people enough time to plan on being there. And it's got to be frustrating because, you know, they've gone through at St. Albans, they've gone through coach after coach, and no one seems to make any headway in returning the program back to what it was. And I'll say this, when I worked with another radio company, we did St. Albans High football on the radio, and I hosted the weekly coaches show with former coaches like the late, great Scott Tinsley and later Nick Watts. We did those each and every week. We did the show. We recorded it in front of an audience on Thursday night, then played it back prior to the game on Friday. And it was so difficult to talk to the late Coach Tinsley and later Coach Watts, saying basically what happened. I mean, how did your team give up 80 points with a non-stopping clock in the second half? It was rough. And look, I don't know what the answer is. Several coaches have tried, and no one's had any success. Now, hopefully they'll be able to turn it around because the school has such a proud athletic tradition. But if they don't get some players out, they could very well not field a team in 2026. Think about that. A school as big as St. Albans, a AAA school, not fielding a team. And again, the other sports are okay. You know, I mean, they're winning championships in the other sports. It's just the football thing. Anyway, the coach is going to join me next week, and this meeting will be at St. Albans High School in the auditorium next Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I certainly wish him the best. Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. If you're injured, visit forthepeople.com. It's 9:51, and I got some texts to get to. We'll get to those when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for shopping locally.
They say roads are made for journeys, not destinations. And now that I'm retired, I make a point to journey as much as I can. But when night driving became a challenge, my son and I decided it was time for a doctor's visit to ensure my safety behind the wheel. I was worried, but instead of restrictions, we discussed solutions to make sure I can continue on my journeys.
Aging can alter how we drive. Take charge of your safety and independence by evaluating your driving skills regularly. Learn more at StaySafeWV.com. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Hello, this is Dr. Stephen Garib with Garib Dental Group. Dental implants are a great way to get your smile and confidence back. Dental implants create a strong, natural-looking foundation so you can eat, speak, and laugh without worry. Dental implants also preserve your facial structure and prevent bone loss. At Garib Dental Group, we use the most advanced technology with a team approach to deliver lasting results. Schedule your consultation today at GaribDentalGroup.com and see how life-changing dental implants can be.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-265-7681. 800-265-7681. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-265-7681.
When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
7 minutes away from 10 on a Wednesday morning, and if you're one of those sitting in traffic right now, I'm imagining it's still backed up. I would say that because there was an accident this morning on 64 East around Montrose, from what I understand, about 7:30. It is cleared up, but the traffic is still moving slowly. I know that because I haven't seen TJ Meadows in the studio yet, and he goes on Talk Line just after 10. Normally by this time I've seen Mr. Meadows. Have not seen a Meadows appearance unless he's out there on the phone with somebody, so hopefully we'll get him here on time. If not, me and the A-Train, Anthony Harmon, will do Talk Line today. But Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. Text says U.S. military used a total of 7 color-coded tactical defoliants, widely known as rainbow herbicides. They were black barrels with colored stripes around them. Aside from Agent Orange, the other agents were Agent White, Agent Blue, Agent Pink, Agent Green, and Agent Purple. They contain arsenics, dioxins, and all kinds of herbicides and other things, bad stuff, says the text. Well, you don't have to tell. I appreciate the text. You don't have to tell me that because my father died from it. I understand. Texas Mayor Edwards' point stands. The Declaration clearly grounds for our most basic rights in God himself. No matter how much one hates God and his mention, no person can change the words of our glorious Declaration of Independence. In God we trust, one nation under God, rights endowed by our Creator, according to a texter. The most polarizing words in the English language, at least in West Virginia, are roundabouts. I know it's one word, roundabouts, but one word. We have a story posted at WCHSnetwork.com. Mouth's not working today. Get ready for another one, another roundabout. The Division of Highways has hired a contractor to build another roundabout, this one at the intersection of the I-64 Institute exit and State Route 25. West Virginia Paving got the contract. They'll do the job. It's about a $5.4 million project. It, of course, is going to be a mess while they're doing it, but they say it will help cut down on accidents and backups in the long run. Now, you can read all the details on how exactly it is going to work at WCHSnetwork.com. The construction is set to start soon, from what we understand. There should be a completion date of September of 2027. That is the plan. Now, will there be more roundabouts? Well, the engineers aren't saying, but my guess is there will be, and cue the people losing their crap over them. And you know what happened when they tried to put one in Scott Depot. To be fair, though, that one was going to impact homes and businesses. And so I don't know that the one in Institute will. We will keep you posted on that. Text, maybe St. Albans kids are smarter than the rest by avoiding concussions and CTE later in life. Well, I was talking to Dave Wilson from Talk Line earlier today. And, of course, he covers Morgantown High. Morgantown High, just to compare the numbers here, they have, I think he said, well over 100 kids playing. They have a full freshman team, which is almost unheard of in the state of West Virginia. They have a full team of nothing but freshmen and a full JV team as well. So it's something at St. Albans. And, look, I am not pointing fingers or whatever, because many folks have tried. They just can't seem to turn the program around. And now, because of that culture, they can't seem to want to have kids to come out. I hope that they can field a team this year, but we'll see. Again, we'll talk to Coach Brown about it next week, and the meeting is next Wednesday night at 6 at St. Albans High School. I invite you to join me every Friday morning, 9:06, for the Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors, family-owned, proudly serving the community for over 50 years. They specialize in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, and beautifully crafted sewn goods, homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces. They do it all, located at 516 D Street in South Charleston. Text, Ricky is 69 and still wrestling. Well, don't tell him if he's 69, don't tell him that I said he was 70. Wow. Text goes on, we have 20-year-olds who act like it kills them to lift their heads from the pillow Rock and Roll Express and the Road Warriors were the bomb. If you don't believe what I'm saying about Ricky Morton, go online, go to YouTube. He's still out there wrestling. I talked to him yesterday. He's wrestling 4 or 5 nights a week at 69 years old, and he looks every bit as good as he did in 1988. Now, does he wear a T-shirt when he wrestles because gravity happens? Yes. Ricky got on a health food kick a couple of years ago. He was a smoker, maybe some other stuff too, and he'll be the first to admit that, but he put it all behind him, and he looks great. And his kid's the next superstar in the business. His name is Kerry. Trust me, he's the next superstar in the business. Texas Day, the governor said the state was doing away with school vouchers, but you can ride the big wheel for free, says the texter. Why didn't God care to make the founders free their slaves after they wrote the Declaration of Independence, says the texter. Perhaps God didn't care if people were slaves, according to a texter. You said that, not me. Well, look who just arrived in the building. Nice of you to join us today, Meadows.
I've been here since 9:30.
Oh, have you? Okay, you made it on time.
Yeah.
I told the listeners, I said, generally speaking, there's a TJ Meadows appearance somewhere, but so you've been here since 9.
I was in the conference room. I sat up there this morning.
What was the traffic like?
I took the back roads.
Okay, from Tays Valley?
From Tays Valley. It was fine. You know, it was actually nice to take a little different route.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me just say this. The last time that I went down that way, down by where you live, on down to Scary Creek, I thought I was going to lose my SUV in a ditch with the potholes.
It's pretty bad.
So it's awful.
Well, supposedly it was a winter thing, but we're getting new potholes and it's summer, so yeah. I don't think we can blame it all on winter.
And we're getting a roundabout in Institute. Do you hear me talking about that?
Let me tell you something.
Oh, here we go.
Roundabouts are not the devil. Right. We should have built roundabouts on Tays Valley Road. I'll go to my grave saying that. I love roundabouts.
The name of your autobiography is going to be Roundabouts and Spreadsheets.
Put it on my grave.
Right. He's coming up with Talk Line. I'll be back later today with Metro News Midday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.